Welcome everyone to Friday's Inspiration. I'm in San Diego now for those of you who haven't been catching up. And today we are going to be talking about how to fight the dark forces and not be consumed. So thank you everybody for showing up. Debbie and Roma and Adriana. So many people. Awesome. Great having you all here. And I can't tell who's showing up on Facebook. But it says I'm live. So great. Welcome, everyone. So the dark forces. So everybody is very concerned about what they see going on the planet. And there's three things I basically wanted to talk about. So one is I wanted to define what I'm referring to when I'm talking about these dark forces. And two, it's a little bit of a trick, a trick thing in that there really is no fighting these dark forces. So that was a little bit of a trick phrasing of the question. There's no fighting of these forces, so I'm going to be talking about that. And then also how we can fortify ourselves, how we can conquer these dark forces without fighting them. So they really are too big to try and fight. So let me define what I'm referring to when I'm talking about these dark forces. And by the way, I'm just thinking, Roma must be in my ear. Share this with your friends if you want them to come on live with us now, because I'm going to also be doing a MediClearing on how we can clear these dark forces. So if you have anybody that you want to share this with, go ahead and share that now if you're able to. And then they can be on with us live so that they can benefit from this as well. So, here we go. So, the dark forces, let me define this for you. So, we can all feel the energy on that planet, that oppressive influence, right? I refer to it a lot of the time as the 1%. And that's not a literal number. That just represents this, it's an energy. So some refer to it as the cabal, the Illuminati, the New World Order. All the names basically are referring to the same energies. It's an elite group of primarily men, and that's not to make men wrong. You know that's they just happen to be men. That's I didn't make it that way. But at any rate, so these elite forces, they have control of a lot of different arms on the planet. A lot of the military, the WHO, the World Health Organization, the CDC, the FDA, the EPA, the IRS, the Federal Reserve. All these are arms of this powerful force that's on the planet. So it's definitely too big of a force and an energy to even fight against. But I have discovered through my energy work, through my healing abilities, to know where these are in our energy field. And I discovered this about 3 years ago. Was watching this video on the Rothschild family and how they owned the whole planet. They control all the money. Basically, and it just was really disturbing to me. So I went up on the mountain in Mount Tamalpais, where I grew up, and I did a meditation up there, and I discovered that before then I had been clearing out to a certain layer of my aura, the 15th layer, and then I would say and beyond. But I was basically jumping over that layer, and so this was the first time I discovered them in the 15th layer of our aura. So those of you who are healers out there and might even know about chakras, you're familiar with the first 7 chakras of our energy field, but this is way out beyond that. So I'm going to be giving you a little bit of some energy knowledge today, just so you can kind of navigate this yourself and know what's beyond your skin. We don't end at our skin. So we have an energy field that permeates beyond our skin, and it's like sitting in the middle of an onion, and there's layers that go out. So this 1% energy a lot of it hangs out in that 15th layer, way out of our awareness, even if you're a healer. So that's one of the places where they hang out. And just to also give you an idea of the anatomy of our aura. So it's an important, really important part that you understand how this anatomy part is. So the most powerful part of our energy field, our aura, is in the 20th layer of our aura. So this is where I call it the awakened predator. Our innate warrior lives in this 20th layer. And then on both sides of this layer is this dark influence. So on one side, on the 15th layer, is this 1%. In the 25th layer is the fear entities. Some people refer to those as demons, but I avoid that word. It's way too scary. So these fear entities. And then in the 25th layer is where the reptilian energies hang out. So the reptilian energies basically control the 1%. And some of this reptilian race has continued in flesh and blood. They've preserved their bloodline. And so there are people who are 100% reptilian on this planet now, such as the royal family. Now, you might think, well, they look human. Well, of course, they've taken on bodies so that they can blend in and not be so obvious. So these dark forces are on both sides of the most powerful part of our aura, pushing down, holding down our energy so that we can't step into our most powerful selves. And so this is a big part of where they influence us and push us down. And why they're pushing that layer down is because when you get out a little bit further, out into the 40th layer, this is where oneness exists. So if we could all extend our aura and have our energy field clear from our skin all the way out to the 40th layer, then we would experience that energy of oneness. We would know, and it wouldn't just be a concept in our mind, we would know that we are all one, that we share the same stuff, we're all made of basically the same stuff, and we would experience that energy of all being connected in oneness, which is the energy of unconditional love. So it's a very high vibration. But we can still clear these energies, even though these dark forces are on the planet. And we can, it's an ongoing thing that needs to be done. This is why I've provided that free 20-minute meditation so you can practice this process of running your energy, which is how you keep clearing these dark energies out of your energy field. It needs to be done every day, just like brushing your teeth. You don't go to the dentist once a month and go, oh, I'm good, you know. So fortunately, these energies have been found in our energy field, so we don't have to continually be the effect of them, feeling like we're being pushed down every single day by these energies. So this is what we're going to clear today. And so if you have any questions, sorry Facebook, I can't see anything there right now, but that's it, because it's a new, oh wait a minute, here you are, hang on, here you are, sorry guys. Okay, good. So if you have some questions, nice to see you, John and Rosalind. You can go ahead and ask a question, and then let me see here on Instagram. I know, aren't my glasses enormous? Yes, happy to connect with you too. Robin, good to see you here. Erica, I don't know who some of these other people are. So no questions. Isabel, nice to have you. May, Andrea, wow, lots of people, great. No questions, so good, that makes me feel like a good teacher. So we're just going to go ahead and do a quick clearing, and we'll just see where it's showing up in your energy field. So those of you who are here now in present time, even though there's people who can listen to this as a recording and will be, that they'll still benefit from it, because it's as though they're in this present moment that's being created, the energy of this now. However, I'm going to be focusing on your energies, those of you who are here, and we'll just see what you've brought to the table and where this dark energy is influencing your energy field now. And before I do that, I just want to share one other thing about how you can be aware or know and feel when you're really being affected by this influence. So every day before I get out of bed, I measure to what degree is this 1% and reptilian energy in my energy field, because they're always working, they're tireless. And because all of their structures are crumbling, they're starting to get very desperate. So the way that's most obvious when they're in your energy field is you will feel like this overwhelming tiredness that just kind of comes over you like a big wet blanket. And sometimes it'll make you so tired, and this is when it gets up to around 95-100%, you'll feel so tired that you just have to close your eyes and lay down. I mean, it just makes you that held down, pushed down, oppressed. So that's the energy. When it's at about 50%, you can still function, but you have to maybe use a little bit more effort. It's just a little bit more of a struggle. So one of the ways that they're also controlling people and other things is with HARP technology. I'm just going to throw that out there, something you can research. And this is the radio waves it's a big installation up near Alaska, and they've also now created other installations throughout the world. So it's an energy that distorts the ionosphere that's surrounding our planet, protecting it. And they use it to control weather and mind control, lots of things. Anyway, let's go ahead and clear. So I'm going to walk you through this, and we always start with getting grounded. So it's best to sit with your feet flat on the ground because you want the earth energy to come up through your legs. So first, imagine that line of energy that goes from the base of your spine all the way down to the center of the earth. And I like this hollow earth idea. And so right at the center of the earth, there's a central sun. So the Earth's crust is about 800 miles, but the center of the Earth is 4,000. So there's a big open cavity in the Earth where we can send down this grounding cord, wrap around that central sun, and then we're going to radiate that energy out to fill the whole cavity of the Earth. That really makes us feel really grounded. And then you're going to send those roots down from your feet, down all the way to the other side of the planet. And then it's going to wrap around the earth. There you go. And then you're going to start bringing this abundant earth, feminine energy up through your legs. So it's kind of getting stuck at the calves. At the ankles. The ankles represent having fun. So probably not been having much fun lately. We've been in lockdown. So bring that energy up through the calves and clearing some of that adrenaline that gets stuck in the calves because you're just maybe not moving around as much. Up through the thighs, down that grounding, so you create a loop of energy. Excellent. And then let's see if we have a worry circle. That's that circle of energy that radiates out around the root. Yes, it goes out to the third layer. So just imagine that you know where that is, and we're going to pull in this circle with all your worry, stress, anxiety, doubts, fears, uncertainty. You're just going to send that down the grounding. Excellent. And then we're just going to let that run on autopilot. And you're going to place your attention way up above your head. And you're going to start connecting with pure source energy. You're going to start bringing that energy down through your creative rings that are stacked above your head. You're going to start bringing this pure source down through those rings so that it can start recalibrating your dreams and your desires, your intentions, so that they're in your highest and best interests. And then pure source is coming down into the crown, but it's stopped there. So this is where we give ourselves permission. Let's go out to that third layer. We're going to pull in that circle so you can access more of your sovereignty. And then as it comes down through that crown 6, through the central core, down through the throat where it's stopping, so they don't want to hear what we have to say. Let's go out to that third layer so we can re-own the power of our influential voice. Okay, good. Pulling that in to the core, sending it down our grounding. As we bring pure source down through the throat, down into the heart, solar plexus, excellent job, down through that second chakra, spilling down your grounding. So now you're vertical, connected way up high to the center of our galaxy and rooted deeply into our planet Earth. Just feel that energy just for a moment, breathing and releasing. Excellent. Now you're going to mix these two energies, the earth energy coming up your legs where it meets at the root with pure source energy. We're going to mix these together. We're going to bring this up the front, real close to the spine, up through that second chakra. So it's getting stuck right in that lower belly. Out to that third layer. And this is the anger. There's a lot of anger in here that you're holding. So pull that anger into the core of your second chakra, and we're going to send it down the grounding cord where it gets recycled back into something more useful. And I'm not taking your anger away when we do this. This is releasing all the excess anger. Unless you're using anger to actually get something done because you see some injustice, it's just really hard on your nervous system. So we want to release all excess anger. Some of you are using anger as fuel, and that's not your power. And it becomes an illusion that you're in your power when you're angry. That's not your power. Not your true ultimate power. It is a form of power, but it's not sustainable. All right, so let's bring this 50-50 mixture up through the solar plexus where it's stopping. So it goes out to the third layer out in front of your solar plexus. You're going to pull that into the core of your solar plexus so you can release that tired energy. That energy that makes you feel like you have to struggle and push and force to make things happen. When your solar plexus is flowing, you can keep taking your next effortless action, and the feminine energy will pull things into that solar plexus, the things that you need, instead of always having to chase after it. So it's kind of a balance of the masculine and feminine energies, doing and then pulling in those energies. Okay, great. So now it's coming up through the solar plexus, up into the heart, where it's stopping. Let's go out to that third layer. Pulling in all those places where you feel like you have to prove your worth and your value. That's a hamster wheel, because you're already valuable. You're already worthy. You're already lovable. So you're trying to prove something that's already true. Okay, Okay, so you're just dropping those judgments down the grounding. Okay, great. So you come up through the heart and the throat. So right at that throat, it's stopping. This is where they don't want us to have a voice. They don't want to hear us complain. You can't question anything. Just got to go along with the program. Wear those masks or you can't buy groceries. So we're going to pull that energy in at the throat. And all the anger, there's a lot of unexpressed anger in there. There is one little simple program, if you haven't already gotten it yet, that has a really powerful anger exercise in there. It's a program, it's called I'm Ready for My Breakthrough. Very simple little tidbit that you can create a lot of progress with that. If you find yourself, you keep slipping into that anger. Okay, great. And you can find that in my bio. There's a Linktree link, and it has all that in there, or my website, KimberlySherry.com. Okay, great. So now we're pulling this energy up through the throat, up into that sixth chakra behind your forehead where all your beliefs live. So that's also stopping there. Let's go out to the third layer. So these are all the beliefs that you keep entertaining, that where you believe you're powerless. And then you look around and you see all the evidence of that, because that's how the law of attraction works. You create your reality based on what you believe. So we're going to pull in those powerless beliefs, those lies, those programs. We're going to just send that down the grounding. When you look around, you see how many people are programmed and how many people are just going along with what's being said out there. The sheeple. Okay, let's bring this up through the sixth chakra, through the crown, through all of your rings. And then it's going to cascade down through all the layers of your aura as it merges below your feet with your grounding cord. So we're going to clear the 15th layer of your aura. You remember I was talking about how that's the layer where the 1% hangs out. Well, this energy is full. Your aura is full with their energy. So we're going to start at the bottom. We're going to start at the bottom because this is an energy that I've been directed to start sending off planet. It doesn't belong here anymore. So we're just going to lift that energy up. You might notice it starts to get heavy right around your solar plexus. That's where they're trying to hold down your power. Great. Up through, and when it gets above your head, it's going to go through that center channel, and it's going to be sent all the way to the center of the galaxy. Great. Let's ground the 20th layer. 20th layer has some congestion, but we're going to start at the top because this is that powerful layer, the most powerful layer of our aura that needs to be grounded to the center of the planet. So we're going to start at the top. This awakened predator, innate warrior energy. So there's a lot of energy around the heart where you don't feel like you can really step into this power. It's been pushed down for so long, like probably forever. Well, I know it's been at least 365 years because that's the spirit guide that I found was guarding this layer when I discovered this layer. So we're just going to clear this because this is the time when our warriors need to come out, our spiritual warriors, that warrior part of ourselves, and not to fight, not to fight anybody, but to fortify our energy field so we're not affected by this stuff anymore. And then we can make clear, grounded choices that are not from fear. So it's 20th layer, great. See that the whole vaccine thing is fueled by fear, and then people do it because they're afraid, and then all this tracking thing. I don't think there's going to be enough people to participate in that, allowing someone to call you and tell you who you're too close to or who you had too much time with, or I'll turn my phone off. I just don't see enough people participating in that. It's just not going to happen, I don't think. 20. Let's clear the 25th layer. We're going to start at the bottom, clearing that energy up. So this is another layer where these dark forces hang out. This is the fear entities. Keeps us always a little bit afraid, uncertain, unsure. Fear shows up in so many ways. It's not just, biting our fingernails. It's feeling distracted. It's feeling tired. It's feeling unmotivated, maybe a little depressed. There's lots of ways that fear can show up. So we're just going to keep lifting this energy. It gets kind of heavy, doesn't it? As that's coming up. And then as that gets above your head, I'm just going to lift that up and send it off to the center of the galaxy. Excellent. 30. Okay, good. So the 30th layer is clear. So the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to clear our circle of reciprocity. Because if you want to receive anything in your life, it starts with giving from the heart. So I want you to bring the energy from the heart and the upper 4 chakras, heart, throat, 6, crown, and all your rings, even if you don't know how many you have. You're just going to bring that energy out that right arm. Excellent. As you give out into the world. And then if you connect your hands like this, your fingers like this, you can allow the energy to flow through the palms and through all of your fingers. So that energy is going to come into that left hand so you can start receiving. So it stopped right at the wrist. So you just barely bring in what you desire, what you need, and then it stops. So let's bring that all the way up your arm. Excellent. All the way up your arm, through your shoulder, through the front and back of your heart. So it's creating a circle of energy through the front and back of your throat. It's kind of getting stuck at the throat where it might be hard for you to ask for what you need. Great. Through the 6th chakra, those beliefs, through the crown, through all of your rings. Excellent. Awesome. So I want you to just pay attention to how you were feeling when we first started this little call here and how you're feeling now. Notice if you're feeling maybe a little calmer, maybe a little less anxiety, a little more maybe awake. And so this is just, kind of a sample, just to kind of get you a little grounded, more centered and focused. But this Sunday, I wanted you to let you know that I was inspired yesterday to do a much bigger version of this. So once a month I do a global MediClearing, but that's on the 3rd Sunday. So that was last Sunday where we did the one on the Venus retrograde. So it would be too long before my next, before I get on the horn with anybody. And so I thought, well, this would be a great opportunity to do this for free for everyone. Whoever wants, there's a little sign up form somewhere. I think it's on my page. Look for it on my Facebook page, and we'll provide a link in Instagram. So look for those things and sign up for that, and then just be patient and wait for the notification on how to call in. So we're going to be doing this at Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and that way it covers quite a few time zones too. So anyway, that's going to be a really great way to do a much thorough thing. And since I give a much bigger introduction to all this here, I won't need to do that there. So maybe the first 5 minutes just to kind of lay some groundwork. And then we're going to spend a whole hour clearing all the ways that these dark forces are controlling us. So there's going to be some fear entities that we're going to be clearing out, and probably about 5 outgrown spirit guides. So we're going to be doing a lot in an hour. So if you want to participate for that, it's going to be free. All you have to do is sign up. We'll send you the link, and we'll just keep fighting, although we're not really fighting. We're going to keep conquering these dark forces by fortifying our own energy field and really being able to step into our power in a really grounded, focused, centered way, so that we don't have to be fearful and we can live and enjoy life in spite of all the crap that's going on around us, because there's more to come, and there will be another wave of this whole pandemic thing, and they're gonna come up with other ways to push us down. And this is why you need to fortify yourselves and master your energy. These dark forces have been controlling humanity and the planet for eons. They are not going to go down easy. And a lot of people, unfortunately, are going to go by the wayside. And you don't have to be one of them. I know I don't plan on being one of them, because I know how to master my energy. And I want you guys to do the same thing. I want you to be able to do the same thing. You can. I wasn't given all this information just for me. So join us on Sunday, and let's stay strong and not let these guys take us down. All right? Well, go off and enjoy your weekend. Get outside and connect with people, like real people. Give people a hug. And don't be afraid. Use your discernment. If other people are afraid, respect their fears and avoid them. And enjoy your weekend. All right. Sending much love, and I will see you soon. Okay. Namaste. Turn this off here. Bye.